Sat Sri Akal ji सारे ने. Hello ji, namaste. Our new podcast is coming out tomorrow, I guess.
Yeah, this week, next Friday.
Alright, and I hope you all listen to it because we've spoken a lot about the Indian music industry, Bollywood, a lot about Indian history. It's different things I've spoken about. I'm sure सबको बहुत मजा आएगा ये सुन के मतलब अलग-अलग टॉपिक्स के ऊपर बातें करिए तो आओ सुनो हमारा podcast and it will be a blast man. Hope to see you guys there.
Welcome to the Music Business 101 podcast. I'm your host, Luis Guinea, a seasoned musician, songwriter, and producer. With over 13 years in the industry and as the founder of Moctezuma Music Group, I'm here to take you behind the scenes of the music world. Our podcast connects you with industry professionals, exploring their experiences, insights, and success stories. Our goal? To demystify the music industry's diverse universe, from genre and trends to invaluable information. Whether you're an artist, a pro, or music enthusiast, join us to unlock the magic behind the melodies. Welcome to the Music Business 101 podcast. Hello everyone and welcome to a new episode of the Music Business 101 podcast. I'm very happy to be here again, and now I'm having a really special guest that is my friend Jkay. Yeah.
No, we just practiced to take how to say my name almost 5-6 times. Jkay, that's
Jawad Khatri.
Jawardhan Khatri, yes sir, almost.
Jawardhan Khatri, yeah.
Yes sir.
I just wanted to say it right once, but the rest of the show, everyone knows him as Jkay, so that's how we call him around. So, welcome, Jkay.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Happy to be here. I was looking forward to it actually. I've seen a lot of our people have been here and I've seen a few episodes and I was like, it's a lovely thing. I would love to be a part of it.
Yes, thank you. Yeah, I'm so glad you're here and I'm so happy that everyone has been so supportive with the program, with this project that I was really since the beginning of the semester really wanting to do it. So the first week when I posted the announcement, I already had 12 people signing up. So yeah, you were actually one of the first to send it your. So yeah, thank you. Yeah, really cool. So to start, I would like to start. Speaking of yourself, your background, where you come from, where are you from?
So I'm from New Delhi, India, and born and brought up there. Kind of lived there until 2016, 2017. Then I left for the States for 1.5 years.
Okay.
Was studying economics over there at Purdue University. Did not enjoy it. Left it midway. When found this hospitality school, my parents kind of wanted me to finish up my degrees and all that stuff before I did whatever I really wanted to do. So I found this hospitality school in Switzerland. My entire thing was I wanted to travel.
Wow.
And they had this course where they would have taken me to different countries in different semester because they had different campuses, just like Berkeley, Valencia, and Berkeley, Boston. So different semesters doing in different campuses. So I went to Spain, I went to China, I went to Dubai, went to Switzerland, of course. So yeah, man, I've been outside India since 2016, 2017. Went back home for a year and a half in the middle, but that's it. Now I think I'll be going back home for good.
Yeah, for
this. But yeah, that's my life, man.
That's amazing. That's crazy. You've been all over the world, probably. Anything around America, South America, maybe travel-wise? Whatever.
Bro, I've traveled to almost 29, 30 countries.
Wow.
Yeah, I've seen the entire Canada, America, Mexico belt.
Wow.
Then, of course, in almost entire Western Europe I've seen, and then a lot of Asia I've covered. I've never been to Australia, Africa, or South America.
Okay.
Those three continents, and of course Antarctica. But that's on my list. South America, Brazil's definitely on my list. Right, I really want to go there. Then in Zimbabwe's on my list. I don't know why, but it's there. Zanzibar is there. So I need to want to travel a lot.
Wow, yeah, you've already covered a lot of the world, and that's I really I don't know, maybe I can believe that it has expanded your mind a lot. More if you, for example, I've never been in East, in the East, India, Asia. So I only have a Western kind of viewpoint.
But when you talk about but you're from Mexico, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So I don't think you have the Western viewpoint per se, because these Western viewpoints come from a level of privilege.
Okay, yes,
and
I get you.
The privilege is not there, in Mexico. I would say you need to be an American or a British to have that privilege to say I come from a Western point of view.
Well, yeah. Maybe you may be right about that, but anyway, more about we have inherited a lot of the mindset of or the culture or the belief system, the educational system, the mostly the language. Also, Mexico has a lot of influence both from English and
like
Spanish.
that goes around over there.
Actually, it's so funny. Like now to live here in Spain, for me to see like all the influence from Spain to Mexico. But I would say that there's more influence from the US, than
but
Spain.
Do you think it's because of its proximity to the US, or it's because the Spanish people went away like a lot of years back? Like it's been independent for almost how many years now?
500 years,
right.
Around 500
I
years.
think Mexico should not have that much Spanish influence. That's just their own thing that's happening.
Yeah,
I would say.
Yeah, it's both of maybe because of the proximity and also because like the globalization in general, the US is everywhere.
This is fucked up shit, man. Like, let's not go into the political shit. Like, I'll just keep on back.
Yeah, but exactly. So going back to your story, tell me more about the music. How did you get into music?
So as for me, I did not know this. So like, as the first song I ever wrote was a very bad parody of this song in India called "Give Me Some Sunshine." It was a parody because I had to do something creative regarding the science project.
Okay.
And while everybody else was preparing a skit or doing some shit, this was back in 6th grade, right? I could have convinced my entire group, hey, let's make a fucking song. Why not? And they're like, that's stupid. And I was like, it won't be stupid. Let's just make a song. And it was a parody. And that's my first memory of making a song, and probably also the last one in my early days. But my friends tell me that they used to find me writing a lot of shit in the back of my diary that I do not remember. I have a memory of a goldfish. I do not fucking remember. Right? So like and this is what I found this shit like in March. Now my friends told me that you've been writing since then. I was like, oh really? As for me, I've been writing since 2015. Yeah.
Okay.
For me, I was like, it really came to me in 2015, 2016, like when I started drinking.
Oh, interesting.
I used to get drunk and I used to write poetry.
Wow.
Yeah. It was just a very weird thing. I used to get drunk, I used to take out a pen, paper and start writing. I used to be in frat parties, bro, like in fucking States.
Yeah.
And my friends used to enjoy inside and I used to be outside drunk out of my fucking ass.
Wow.
In minus 30 degrees Celsius just writing a fucking poetry some shit. Right. And
crazy.
Then COVID happened. Like when COVID happened, like I got COVID and I was away from my family. I was in Switzerland, like in the middle of fucking nowhere, right? Like it's a village, and really didn't have a lot of people around me. I had like 3 or 4 very, very good friends of mine around me. Yeah. And like, bro, when you see death right fucking here, like right on your fucking nose, and you're like, okay, what if I come out of it? What's gonna happen? And what if I die right now?
Yeah.
What's gonna happen?
Wow.
And like hip hop saved my life with that. Like I've always credited like rock and hip hop to have really influenced how I think of the world, how I look at things and all. But it really did save my life because I made a pact with myself that if I come out of this thing alive, I want to release at least one song. Just one song, because if I die tomorrow after releasing that song, at least in the news, it won't be like, hey, one Indian student died of COVID. It'll be like one Indian singer, rapper, whatever you want to say, a lyricist died. Right? So that was my entire motive, that when I die, I need to leave some kind of legacy behind. Like, so that like it should not be some random fucker just died out from having a cold because somebody sneezed on him. That was just stupid.
Wow.
Right? So, and that's when like I came out of COVID in October. I went to India in November. It was my sister's wedding. I somehow managed to attend that wedding because most of the time I did not tell my family. I was stuck in this, like I contacted Anki Bhai, love you, giving you a shout out right now as well. He's my producer back home, and I got in contact with him. Kind of started making my first song at that moment, and then the journey just continued. Then I just never looked back.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow, it's an amazing story. Really, it's amazing and it's crazy how being so like in an experience like close to death experience puts you in this perspective and makes you think about. And actually, like this happened to me a couple of days ago. Like I was not close to death.
Okay. I was like,
no. But what happened is I had a conversation with a producer called Marcus Bell.
Marcus Bell, yeah, I met him. Yeah.
Oh yeah. He was in the Latin Grammys, and I also came to school a couple of days ago. So I was asking him about like some counseling on my career, like taking decisions where to like where to go. I was kind of confused, and the first thing he told me, I was like, okay, let me ask you one question, and I was like, okay, go ahead. What do you want to be remembered for? He asked me that. So this put me to think like, okay, this is kind of the thing you told me, you just told me, like, I don't want to be remembered because I was just like some random Indian guy doing whatever. I want to be remembered because I was this rapper, songwriter, blah blah blah. Yeah. So maybe asking yourself this question is the best way to actually take decisions on your life goals, or like the path you're gonna take. Because when I was when he asked me this, it was easy for me to think like, oh, I want people to remember me because my art made them think. You know, I want to, like, that's the way I want to be remembered for.
It's like adding value to people's life, right? That's what fucking matters. It could be through art, could be through personal experience, could be through therapy. You could be anything.
Exactly.
Just adding value to somebody's life will give you the content that you're fucking looking for, man. It's just outwards personality, I would say.
Yeah, and then it's so easy now that, well, it's not that easy, but it's easier now that you have, okay, that like life goal. So if I die tomorrow, I just want to make sure I'm doing something, I did something that took me like there.
Yeah.
So now you just have to look backwards and say like, what do I have to do today to do that? And it's not that hard. I mean, it's just something, whatever.
You just need to push yourself to, you know, take that first fucking step. The moment you take that first step, you will just do the rest of the journey on its own. Like, then it should not. The first step is the most difficult step. You know, finding a producer is the most difficult step. Looking for a studio. You know a studio, you know a producer. Next thing, you know, just like, go fucking make a song, man.
Yeah,
that's not that difficult. Everybody makes one song every day.
Exactly. Yeah, there's people like downloading beats from like in the internet, and then sometimes we just put our limitations in our heads. Like, I cannot do this because whatever, and then there's always one answer to any pretext you have, right?
That's true.
So,
but you know, at that moment, support is fucking necessary, man.
Yes.
You don't find the right support. Like, the moment you're like, yo, I don't know what to do.
Yeah.
You know, and you don't have the right person backing you up at that moment. You can win or lose everything at that fucking moment.
Yeah, that's
true.
true.
Like, that is something everybody should really understand. Like having the right people behind you, backing you up, is super important.
Yes.
You know?
Yeah, I agree on that. Yeah. So, you realized about this? What did you do after that?
Made my first song, released it, crashed, of course. It was shit. It was a trash song. I don't even... Okay, as for a lot of people, that's my favorite song of theirs. Because again, that's the first song I ever released. That's the introduction to Jkay, what kind of songs I would be releasing in the future, my vibe set from there, right? Yeah. But I find it so trashy because I wrote that song on the fucking plane ride from Switzerland to India. Right? Like, it was like 8 hours. I was like, okay, I need to come up with something because I have a meeting with the producer tomorrow. And I was like, fuck, man, do not do that. Right? Take your time. Take a fucking year to release a project, but make sure it's nice.
Yes.
Like, you don't want to put a half-assed thing out there. So that's what happened. Like, I released my first music, and then for almost 2.5 years, I would say, I was just nonsensically, without thinking, just releasing music. There's no strategy behind it, no marketing behind it. Like, I didn't even have one type of sound. You know how they say artists should have their own sound? I don't fuck with that. Like, bro, you're an artist, you should just do whatever the fuck you want to do, right?
I agree.
So that's a different thing. But like, no strategy, no planning, just kept on making music, releasing it. Then I realized that there should be certain kind of method to madness, how they put it, right? Like, if you have 10 songs ready, are you going to put all 10 of them together right now? Are you going to fucking release them one-on-one? Are you going to have an EP? Or like, how are you going to distribute? You have $10,000 on you, 10 songs. How are you going to distribute each song in a like marketing ways? Like, I think learning on the job was absolutely necessary for me because that knowledge I couldn't have gotten from anywhere. Even at Berkeley, for that matter. The way you said, it's very westward way of thinking, right?
Yes.
And that's my argument with a lot of professors over here, is simply that the way they show how the world works is not how the world actually works in an entire continent out there.
I agree totally. We only get things from the either US or UK perspective.
Absolutely.
That's the only two options.
And all my arguments are about, what about that?
Yeah.
Because US and UK might be the most money-giving market right now. Down the line, 10 years, India has a market of 1.7 billion people. China has a market of 1.4 billion people. Pakistan's there, Indonesia, Philippines. These guys don't work like that.
Yeah.
These guys are population centers of the world. they're gonna have internet with everybody in the next 10 years. Everybody's gonna have phones. Right now they don't because they're poor nations, the developing nations, whatever.
Yeah.
The moment they have that, nobody's even gonna look at America or look at UK for that matter, because then the power is going to be with somebody else. The buying power is going to be with somebody else, right? And for how long are these companies just going to keep on manipulating their own rules just to have their own commercial benefits? Because at one point of time, the scale's going to tip on the other side.
Yes.
Right? Just waiting for that shit to happen.
No, well, maybe you're going to be part of that. Like.
Yeah, no. We all are going to be part of that. That's what we don't realize. Like, every one of us is going to be part of that because all of us are going to be affected in certain ways.
Yeah, of course.
The moments the powers going, and you can see it, right? The way how America became an absolute superpower is because of their soft power. You say how Mexico was influenced.
Yes,
right?
yeah. We're speaking from.
I'm wearing denims right now. This is a completely American product. As an Indian, I should not have known what this fucking thing is. But now, the same way you all know yoga now.
Yeah.
I'm not sure 20 years ago anybody would have that famously known yoga the way it's known today.
Yeah.
So you can see how India or like the East is also rising up as a soft power, people accepting cultures, and that's the first step of showing that this country is going to be the next powerful country because the cultures are flowing now. People have accepted the cultures. It's about time they accept the economy and the fucking power itself. Like, that's a different thing. But
no, but I get, I hear you. And it's like, it's happening, like this cultural blending and like some maybe cultures or countries that were probably out of the spotlight, now they are kind of coming back.
African culture for that matter. Afrobeats is taking off. Like, this guy Rima, the baby calm down.
Oh yes.
Now that guy just did a sold out tour in India.
Wow.
Like, he had 3 shows in Delhi, Bombay, Bangalore, if I'm not sure. A completely sold out tour. I have seen lesser crowds at bigger Indian artists' shows, right? And the crowd only knew one fucking song. That one.
Yeah.
Calm down. But still, it was packed.
Wow.
And that's what I'm saying, like the influence of different cultures. I don't know if it's fucking TikTok or if it's Reels,
definitely
whatever's
playing
influencing,
a big role
but it is beautiful to see different things blending, because I'm sure Rima would have come in the next 5 years. You would have seen Rima collaborating with 5 or 6 different Indian artists. He must have gotten that connection while he was there in India, right? So like, it's beautiful to see this thing happening, man. I'm happy that the power is coming out of the Anglo-Saxon speaking kind of belt, right? Like, I'm very glad it's coming out of their hands.
Yeah,
it's
and it's actually like also Mexican music. I was
Latin
speaking
music,
with Marcus also. Like, we had this conversation, like, because he asked me, "Are you a songwriter? Are you a producer?" Like, I'm both. Like, I rap music, I produce, and he told me like, "Well, you have a lot of advantages today. You are Mexican, you're a producer, and so you just do it. You do your art and let the art itself like just
be true to your art while you do it.
Exactly.
Be true to your art. Don't be somebody else.
No, I really love. This is you're saying. He told me like, okay, as a producer, you can adapt yourself to the voice of others, but don't remember you are an artist and you have your voice.
Exactly.
So don't forget that you have your voice and you have to be honest with that. Like you have to be loyal to yourself.
Because like, if certain things aren't said with conviction, right? Like the message is not delivered that properly. I would say like I have a friend, his name is Panther. He went on this reality show in India. It's like Indian Idol but for like hip hop. So it's got its own concept and everything. And on that show, there was a very stupid thing that happened. He did this one entire song with his eyes closed. Okay, because it was a song, it was a heartbreak song or whatever. But he just did that entire song with the eyes closed. There was like 4 judges on that show. All of them gave him 10 points except one judge. She gave him an 8 points. And when he was asked like why, why did she reduce like 2 points, she said because he did the entire performance with his eyes closed. And if he would have opened his eyes, it would have landed. The performance would have landed on somebody. And he said that one in reply. My friend Panther, he said, if I would have opened up my I cannot sing this song while thinking about somebody else or looking at somebody else. Like,
interesting.
Like, that's what. And when you think about that, the entire performance was absolutely given with 100% conviction. And if he would have opened up his eyes at that time, maybe the performance would not have landed, because he would have seen somebody else and his conviction would have gone away.
Wow.
Like his true word would have gone away. He was just been reading his own lyrics then.
Yeah.
Right? So that
Interesting.
like that was the moment I realized that, like, yo, that's how it should be done. Like, even if you're recording, if you're like writing, you should just be in that zone all the time. It should be so true to yourself. You don't give a flying fuck about where you are, even if you're the biggest fucking reality show of your life.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah. Very interesting. Perspective about. So, going back a little bit on your journey. This first release, how long was that? How long ago?
My first release was it was recorded in 2020, but I released in 2021.
2021. So this is like 2 years ago.
Jan 23rd, 2021.
All right. So for the next 2 years, you just release.
Yeah, I've had 22 songs out there now.
22 songs.
Yeah.
Ooh, I saw that your last song got like a real good success between your community, and can you tell me more about that?
Shout out to Carl Bhai. It was in collaboration with my boy back home, Carl Bhai.
Okay.
It was a sick track, man. It just happened like I was on my Instagram scrolling, and I saw a story by Carl, and it had that beat on his story, and he just said like looking for collaborations on this one.
Yeah.
And I just went back 3 times. I heard the beat and I was like, this shit's fire, yo. And I texted him. I'm like, found anybody yet? He's like, not yet. I'm like, get me in. He's like, yo, you don't have to say like fuck it, done.
Wow.
We're on the track together. Then I remember like it was on my birthday that he just called me up, and he didn't know it was my birthday, and nor did I give a fuck as well. And he just called me like, can you come to the studio right now? I'm like, for what? He's like, to record this shit. I'm like, alright, let's go. Let's do this. We went to the studio. Coincidentally, he had actually written the first 2 lines for me, because he did not know whether I'd be prepped or not, and I had come with my own verse.
Okay.
So the first 2 lines of that verse are actually written by him, not by me.
Okay.
Of my verse.
Okay.
But then, of course, the rest of the shit is written by me, because like I wanted his part to be incorporated as well, because it just flowed really well the way he had written as well, and. Yeah, man, that song was like so mad when we were recording it. We were just getting pumped up ourselves. Like it was just, you know how like there's a banger and there's like this absolute underground banger. You know, like you might have like fucking mosh pits on shows because of this one song, and it truly represents your city in a way you would want people from your city to represent themselves. So yeah, that's how the song came about. We actually lost the file of the song 2 times, and we had to re-record it again and again.
Wow.
Yeah, that happened with this song.
How did that happen?
First time we recorded, it didn't happen right. Like there was some earthing issues with the wire. We had to do it again, and then the producer we got it recorded from, his computer got corrupted, so the hard disk got corrupted. We had to record it all over again.
Wow,
so yeah, I think it was like
crazy.
3 or 4 times, and then this song was technically supposed to be on my album. He was supposed to be the only feature on my album, but then the mixing got late of the song, and then I decided, okay, let me just drop my album right now. And right after I dropped my album, within a month I dropped this as a single, and that's what I did. And thank God I did that, because I think this song would have been lost in the album somewhere. Like I feel like a lot of my songs got lost in the album. You know how this happens? You just make 12 songs, of which 6 of them are actually good, 6 are kind of okay, and you would hope that this album would just work on these 6 songs, but like it doesn't work that way. Like even though in my album one of the songs did really really well, and but then I realized that the other good 3 or 4 songs I have to push them myself. Of course, I got no label backing or something. Like as a completely independent artist, you have to do certain things yourself, right? And that's what I've been doing for the last 3-4 days, is just me pushing my own album out. Again, nothing else. It's just my old released music, because I'm here right now. I'm not going to release any new music. There's like 3 songs coming out, but then until March, I'm not going to be dropping any music. Now I'm going to take a break, a little sabbatical kind of thing. And but yeah, then I'll be dropping almost 20 songs back to back. I have them ready to go as well.
Cool.
I'm just not dropping them now. And so like when I realized like this, I'm just happy that the song was not on the album, man. Otherwise it would have been lost and I'd have to push it again and again. But yeah, that was a mad fucking bang over there. Played on this show as well. We had this album launch party, and I thought that, you know what, let me just test out this song over here, and it was completely unmixed at that time. It was like, but we still played it, and the crowd went mad.
Wow.
Absolutely berserk, bro. Like I was like, okay, this song is there. Like it has some fucking power.
Okay. Wow. And like, what happened after the release? I saw like
I came here. I don't know what back home. I have no idea what happened. Who listened to it or what? I was here. So I.
But you reached like 1 million streams, right? 100,000 streams. Yeah. So, what kind of maybe I know you are still like, you came here to learn like more about like marketing and all these things, but what kind of specific actions maybe could you share that you realized that worked for you, like in terms of getting listened by more people or reaching a bigger audience, or maybe that it made you realize that you were hitting a specific audience? I don't know, like
So I'll tell you one thing. In the Indian market, especially in the hip hop market, we have this very bad misconception of organic listenership.
Okay.
Now let me tell you one thing. No song in today's day and age will blow up organically. You have to push it. If you're Drake, aren't you honest? Like, if you're Drake, your song, you just post it. I didn't even know, man, Drake posted like fucking 5 songs out of his new album last night. I got 10 messages in the morning. Did you listen to the new Drake song? That's how you get blown up in real life, because you need to be that fucking big.
Yeah.
But when you're at this stage where you have 0 fans, right? And you need to build a community of at least 1,000 real fucking fans.
Yes.
Once you do that, it's I wouldn't say it's a smooth sail from there, but at least the journey is comparatively easier to the next 10,000 fans than the first 1,000, right? For that, bro, there's extreme level of marketing. I invested in social media marketing. I invested in influencer marketing. I invested in like meme marketing. That was one of my major sources, like making memes of, because okay, you might know this, I make fun of everything. I make fun of everyone, including myself. I don't even spare myself when I have to fucking make a joke of somebody, right? So that was my entire thing. I used to make memes of my own song and send it to memers. Like, hey, you can
okay.
Like this is funny that way.
Yeah.
You know? So I did a lot of that, man. Like, and of course I had this massive album launch party where I called one of the few not the biggest things, but like real big names of the industry were there. And they were there to show me their support and all. It was like absolute love for them. Panther, Harja, Jkay, all these guys, like, you know. And then I don't know, I was just blessed by God, I guess. But like, you need to invest, man. If you don't put money in, you will not see.
Yes,
you know how money makes money, right?
Yes,
it's all about that.
Yes, totally.
And for anybody who doesn't have any money, find someone, ask for a loan, like just. And I'm not talking about like millions of dollars, like, or even thousands of dollars. No, I'm talking about $500. That was my entire budget, right? But you can do that with it.
Yeah.
You can do that with $500. You can even do that with $100. You should just know how to market yourself properly, where to put the money in, what channels you need to require. If you're putting the money with the right people, the right team, that's also fucking important.
Yeah.
Like the right team is absolutely important.
Yes, I agree with you on that. Congratulations for that.
Thank you so
So
much.
going to, I'm also very curious about maybe your perspective on the differences between the practices in like India and the West. Maybe if you like, you've been in like many countries in Europe, in America. So have you find similarities and differences, like in how? Well, this is a very vast subject, but maybe we can just cover some stuff like how people see music, maybe the relationship music, or is there a difference how people relate to
music's very personal to everybody. Right? If you look at cultures in the Middle East, in the entire month of Ramadan, however you want to call it, music's banned. in Dubai, in Abu Dhabi, in Saudi Arabia, public places you can't even play music.
Yeah.
Right? I saw this article, I think few years ago, I'm not sure, where ISIS beheaded somebody for listening to music during Ramadan. Right? And then there's cultures like India or like Hinduism or something, where our entire scriptures are written like songs. Right? The most ancient Indian scriptures, the Vedas, the Ramayana, the Mahabharata, all these stories are nothing but songs.
Yeah.
Right? That was our way of communicating, not communicating but like learning.
Yeah.
Or like, right? Because you pick up on songs, you remember them, you always feel something with them, and that's what, like, music is very, very personal to everybody. So when I think about how people listen to music, how people perceive music, I think music's the same all over the world.
Yeah.
Right? Because at the end of the day, any and all kinds of music just talks about 4 or 5 things in general. They talk about love, they talk about like friends and family, they talk about success and failures, and they talk about what they want to achieve, their ambition, or nature or God.
Yeah.
God. Like these are the 5 topics anybody and everybody would talk about. Right? And these are the basic 5 things I think that drive us as humans. Right? You go after love, you're very protective of your family, you listen to God, you pray to God, like all these things, right? And so yeah, man, like I think everybody has a very personal journey towards music and how they perceive music. For example, for me, music's always very like, it's a constant. Like, if I am an hour, 2 hours without music, I get panicked. Like, I had my AirPods stolen right outside the Mumbai airport. Like, I got pickpocketed. And my concern was not even I'm gonna miss my flight. My concern was, how am I gonna sit in a 2-hour flight without listening to music? Like, fuck. Like, I need music all the fucking time.
Yeah.
And then I have friends who are artists who do not listen to music at all, because they're like, I do this shit for work.
Yeah.
I don't want to listen to music after work.
Yes.
Like, I'm done with it. Like, you know, and it's perfectly given. It's normal for them to understand that shit. Like, even after I come back from a show or a movie, I do not want to listen to music for like at least an hour or something.
Yeah.
Like, give me some fucking rest for this shit.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, man, like music has definitely influenced cultures.
Yes.
In different ways.
Yeah.
Right? And I would not say cultures have influenced music. No.
Interesting.
I would not say that. Because, like hip hop for that matter, right? This entire thing has created its own subculture. It's not based out of any religion, it's not based out of any way of thinking or something. No, it's just people who like real shit, like who just want to talk about what's actually happening out in the world. Right? And then you have this entire BTS fucking culture that's going on. The entire K-pop culture, like, I do not understand that shit, but like, I love the fucking enthusiasm these fans have for those guys. Like, fuck, I wish we could have that in our industry.
Yeah.
It's not there.
Yeah.
Right? In fact, it's not there for a lot of things. You see that kind of thing in nationalism. Right? Like, people are that patriotic, or people are that religious, the way these guys are with BTS. Like, they think of them as gods.
Yes.
Like, what the fuck, bro? Like, you can't say anything against them. These guys would fucking behead you or something. You feel me? So, yeah, like the way people perceive music all across the world is very similar, yet a little, like, music influences people on a day-to-day life that we can't even think about, man. And it's truly a driving factor for a lot of them. Right, but I would not say it's different the way they listen to it in India or the way in America.
Okay.
It's fucking love music. Music's there. It's a constant. It's like breathing air. Everybody listens to music.
It's very interesting. So like, there's no difference in how we perceive music or how we consume it, but there is a difference in how maybe
how music changes us, how we react to it.
Yes, and how we market it, maybe like how we produce it, but I saw a video like some years ago that really also put me to think that this guy. There's a theory that says that the language is like the way we speak generates the different genres that exist. So when I started analyzing like how people speak, and you listen maybe to one specific genre, you can like find that I don't know, like there's some kind of melody in languages, right? So absolutely. Like the melodies that emerge when you are creating a song, are you think maybe the same way you think when you speak. I don't know if I'm
what if you speak different languages?
Exactly, that's the thing. So I started to think, and I do. I mean, I only speak English and Spanish.
Right.
Well, I speak a little French, but I wouldn't definitely not write anything in French.
True.
But
I speak like 4 or 5 languages, right?
Yeah.
And I've realized whenever I'm writing a song in Punjabi, it's different than when I'm writing a song in Hindi.
Yes.
Versus it's different when I don't write in English, but at least I try to write in English. It's very different.
Super different.
It's very different. That's so true. Fuck.
Yes.
It's a revelation for me. What the fuck?
No, and I'm gonna share this video with you because this guy actually explains the story.
Yes.
The history, like the history of languages and how languages, when languages started emerging and spreading throughout the world, music also evolved like simultaneously. And it's really interesting to like realize about this and be conscious about that because it makes a lot of sense.
That's
yeah,
that's an eye-opening thing, man.
Yes.
Like, fuck, that's a revelation for me. I did not think about that.
Yeah,
that's true.
So
Like there's definitely different flows and all when you think about things differently, like for sure.
And then just a couple of minutes ago when you were putting me this music like from India that I have never been in any way before like exposed to any music from India or from any artist from India or from like any kind of art from India. It was like for me also like a revelation, like in the way that I was like, wow, this is a full like complete new music for me, but at the same time I don't understand a word, but I find a lot of similarities on
There's
like
familiarity to it.
There's some familiarity, and it's I think a natural thing for us humans to kind of find a like you try to understand, you know,
like you know when you're out of your comfort zone, you try to stick to a point that makes you comfortable in that comfort zone.
Exactly.
And I think that's what you were trying to say.
Yes.
Like I think with so I was making you listen to Badshah's song and the
yes.
Right, that drum pattern was probably very, very familiar to you.
Yes.
I would say, because that's the entire Latin American thing that's going on over there.
Yes.
Like you always find that familiarity somewhere. That's true. Like, you stick to it.
Yeah, we need to like when we are exposed to something that is not like is unknown and new. We need to find a bond, like a link between the things that you know. So I wonder how now like that you showed me there's some artists doing these collaborations between Indian artists and artists from all over the world.
Right.
I don't know. I'm very interested. Like I'm very curious about how new kind of genre may emerge from this.
A lot of new genres have emerged because of this thing.
Yeah.
Right? Like I would say Indian hip hop itself is a genre that came out of this thing that none of us knew would have ever existed fucking 20 years ago, man. This was not there.
Yes.
Right? So like as I showed you that Snoop Dogg song in India. Right? And that guy, Snoop Dogg, right, has a song with this guy called Bohemia. Now Bohemia, as far as I know, is the first proper rapper. Like he's the guy who I grew up listening to. Right? He's the guy who Badshah would say he not grew up technically, but like was there before him, and he was considered an idol by everybody, bro, in the industry. And he has a song with Snoop Dogg back in 2001. What? Like when Snoop Dogg had not come to India by then. Like this guy grew up in LA and all that shit. That's how he picked up hip hop, because he was growing up in the hoods and all that shit. And he has a song with Snoop Dogg called Favorite Spot.
Okay.
And in that song was the term Desi hip hop coined. Like Desi means brown people, hip hop is hip hop. And fucking new genre just came out of that that nobody fucking knew would become this big.
Yes.
That it would become a parallel culture to the entire Indian music industry in itself. But man, like these things just come. I have this thing, like, you know how Eva and I came up with our song, right?
Yeah.
I was like, we can do this shit called the Latindo.
Latino.
That's
nice.
That's what it's called. Like Indian Latin songs, Latindo.
Yeah, I like that.
I have a lot of collaborations. Keep on doing them. Indian, Latin, Latino. Be perfect.
I like it. I love it. Yes. definitely. I want to listen to that and like see more happening between Latin and Indian music because I think it's
two cultures I believe can actually rock the fuck
a lot.
world, bro.
Yeah, we were just speaking about this. Like there, we have a lot of similarities and yeah.
And thing is, these are very happy cultures.
Yes,
Like, very happy people. You will like even if in the time of fucking very bad shit happening to them, they'll be happy.
Yeah.
Like they won't give a flying fuck. That's life, kind of thing, you know. And that's what keeps both of the cultures going, I would say. And like it's nice, man, because when these guys come together and create some shit like we heard that Camilo song with Diljit.
Yeah.
Palpita, I think it's called.
Yes.
It's called. What a beautiful track that is.
Yes.
Oh my fucking god, bro. I don't understand what Camilo is saying, but I love it.
Yeah.
I absolutely, because the conviction comes there, right? Like you can see that he's trying to have fun in the song, because we know Diljit is like that.
Yeah.
He's this fun-loving character who would just fuck with the song, you know? And like that's what he was doing. Like love the chemistry that's happening between the two of them over here.
Yeah,
Man, we should definitely find a new genre Latino and actually establish it.
Yeah, we should. Yes, we should. And I think that the future of music is I don't know. There's a lot of like we were saying just before, India and Latin America is kind of
going to the front foot now.
Yes.
Yeah.
So.
But I think the future of music lies in Pakistan, bro.
Really?
I will never shy away from saying that. Like, if we think Indian music is here, Pakistani music's here.
Okay.
It is I won't even say a level. They are miles ahead of us when it comes to musicality, when it comes to lyricism, when it comes to poetry in music.
Interesting. Can you recommend some artists maybe?
Depends, man. What kind of music you like? Again, Pakistani music is as diverse as Indian music.
Okay, singer-songwriter. I love singer-songwriter. So because I kind of it's like the kind of music I really like to enjoy listening in a more active way.
Okay, I'll text you a few names, but I'll just say like Shamoon Ismail is one guy. I absolutely love that. Of course, like in hip hop, there's Young Stunners and Rap Demon. There's three guys. Fuck with their music so hard. But like when it comes to singing, songwriting thing, then Shamoon Ismail is definitely there. Hassan Rahim. Oh my fucking god, what a guy! What a guy!
Okay.
He drops something and it blows me fucking away, bro. Like I don't know how the fuck he does that. So yeah, Hassan Rahim is one of them. Then Talal Qureshi. Fun fact about Talal Qureshi, I found Spotify kind of did his thing at the Camp Nou when I went for the Barcelona match, and I saw Talal Qureshi's banner over there. And I was like,
wow!
This is just beautiful. Like I know this guy. I'm probably the only guy in the stadium. Over 100,000 people who knows this guy, right? And I was just sending it to Talal Qureshi at that. I was like, yo, I see you over here. I'm so proud of you, bro.
Wow.
Like as a musician, I don't know him personally, right? But as a musician to another musician, this is something I was proud of. Like to see somebody who represents our music on such a mad global stage, even if it was done by Spotify. I know we all know how they do it back in there. Like people don't let them be happy about it. So
I was just gonna ask you, and I forgot what I was gonna ask you. But we were talking about music. I had this question here in really interesting, but it will come back. But I just remembered a conversation we had like 1 month ago, maybe two.
Okay.
You were explaining a little bit. I remember the question.
Okay.
Yeah. What about jazz? How the jazz I don't know a thing about.
I love jazz.
Yeah.
So you know how there's like there's this music that you listen in your car. There's this music that you listen with your friends and your family.
Yes.
And then there's this music that's only for you.
Yes.
Right? It's super personal. Like you do not share it with anybody. That's jazz.
Yeah. Okay.
That's jazz, R&B, soul. All three of them. Like that's what it's to me. And like the other day, I was in the studio. And I was waiting for Kyler. He's actually sitting over there, the one we met when I was coming inside. He's a mad rapper.
Okay.
So I was waiting for him to come. And I just played this guy called Rini. He is this, he's from Philippines. He's from Manila.
Okay.
And I think he's based in LA or Sydney. I'm not sure right now. But somewhere in either Australia or in USA. And he started releasing his music. And he does a little bit of jazz, a little bit of R&B. bro, takes my soul away. Like every fucking, and the thing is that it was introduced to me randomly. Because my friends were listening to Dean Martin and Elvis at one point in time, and I was just chilling with them. It was back in the States in 2016. I still remember we were in the car. We had gone for a drive. These guys were listening to that, and it was my first time ever being introduced to the 60s, 70s, 80s rock and roll era. Like I had never heard that music before. It was opening my eyes to like a lot of different. And plus, you know how so my friends were also from back in India and all that shit. But like they had a lot of. Because probably, you know, my family didn't listen to a lot of English music while I was growing up, and these guys did. So they had a lot of knowledge of English music, and I did not. And I learned from like them. I picked up a lot of music from them. And one day I was just shuffling, and then the Holmes brothers. I still remember the name of the first ever jazz band duo I ever heard. And I forget the name of the song. Darling. Oh, it's beyond. But yeah, man, that was my first introduction to jazz because I heard it. I was like, oh, this is jazz. This is what people talk about.
Yeah.
And then again, I was in Indiana, which is a place was West Lafayette, which is like 2.5-3 hours away from Chicago.
Okay.
So I made sure whenever I went to Chicago, and Chicago is the place for jazz, for blues.
Yes, sure.
So I made sure whenever I would go to Chicago, I would at least visit like 3 to 4 different jazz bars.
Nice.
Like I would just sit, I wasn't allowed entry in half of them because I was like 18, 19 years old back then. So I was just sit outside and listen to fucking music.
Wow.
Like, oh man. So yeah, jazz has had some mad influence in my life, but it's very, very personal to me.
Okay.
Like, it's just for me.
I would love to go to those places. I've never been.
If you go to Chicago together, I will definitely take you to some places. Otherwise, I'll give you a list.
Yeah. No, I would prefer to go with you. I hope someday it happens. I would love to definitely go to New Orleans and to Chicago.
New Orleans, like Nashville and all these places. I really want to visit them, man.
Yeah.
Like one place I really want to visit is Bronx now.
Oh.
Now that I'm a rapper.
Yeah.
Now I want to visit Bronx. I want to go there. I want to see. But I know, but if I only like you leave me there, I won't survive there for 30 fucking minutes.
Yeah.
It's I can't, right? But anyway, like now I just want to see where it all began, where it all happened, like the whole Africa Bombata shit. I want to go to those clubs. I want to see how that shit works.
Yes.
Like, man.
I think that is the most beautiful thing about being a musician and being like kind of sensitive to that, but also like when you have a little bit more like knowledge about music history. So when you travel, you really want to like know. Well, if you know like okay, this city was where any like.
Sorry, once just need to get up.
Yeah. Sure. Like I know that in this city this genre emerged, so I want to dig deeper into the places, blah blah blah. So it creates a whole new traveling experience for anyone. Like just being into music and like knowing more about where it all started, how things blended together and created a new genre, a full community, a full movement. How like you said, like music creates a culture. It's crazy. It's crazy the role it plays in music in history, in mankind.
It's just crazy to see how for a lot of people music is just a small part of their lives.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Like it's a small part of their lives that they do not realize how big it is.
Yes.
Right? And we as artists, or we as music business majors or whatever, we have dedicated our entire lives to something that is very small to everybody's lives.
Yes.
Right? It is so big to us that a lot of people can't really understand.
Yeah.
What we're trying to do, why we're trying to do. For them, it's just music.
Yeah.
It's free. It's available. Everybody has it, bro. No, you need to respect that shit. Yeah. And once you start respecting, right, you'll actually start respecting where it originated from, the stories behind it, the people behind it, how it happened, the entire journey. It's like a movie you're watching, man.
Yes.
When you live that thing. Oh.
No, and how, like, for example, I'm sure everyone has one story about like one song that changed their life, like really made you think about whatever that made you take one path. Well,
No Role Models by Jkay.
That's yours?
That's my song.
Wow.
That's my song, man.
Oh.
It changed the way I think about a lot of shit.
Wow.
A lot of shit. Like, it gave me a motivation to write my last album. Like,
wow.
That was a song I kind of fucked with the most during my entire heartbreak thing, and it got me out of it. And like I don't know, and that song, whenever I'm down, I just go back to that song. Like, it has this weird motivation. Like, Jkay has this weird motivation, and like, you listen to him, you're like, yeah, I can do whatever the fuck I want to do. That's the shit.
Nice.
Yeah.
Good to know.
Do you have that kind of a song?
I was just thinking about that, but I could not recall now at this moment. But maybe throughout the conversation it might emerge, because I'm sure there is one. What the relationship I have with music is kind of weird, because I do not kind of have like a favorite artist or a favorite song, but I do have like stages like in my life.
Right.
So for example, in my earliest stage, I used to like I'm speaking about like when I was little, like maybe 4 years old.
I think everybody has the first memory of a song at that time.
Yeah.
Like 3 or 4 years old.
Yes. So of course, this by this age, probably I would say that we are very influenced by our parents or whoever we live with. So by that day, I lived with my parents, and my dad was the one that mostly put music in the house. So he was obsessed with I don't know if you know this artist, is a Greek called Jkay.
No. Greek artist.
Yeah.
You don't listen to Greek music.
Yeah. Well, it's funny because he's a Greek artist, but he was a new age music artist. That this genre was actually emerging in that decade, in the 90s.
Okay.
So
what genre was it?
New age.
New age. Okay.
Yes. Okay. So it's like a kind of electronic music, with synthesizers, but this guy kind of also blended it with orchestral music, like real performers.
So instrumentalists, like very
non-vocals at all.
Okay.
And he just listened to this artist a lot, and I kind of I really enjoyed that music. And whenever I'm feeling down, or I have this very very lucid moments in my life where I remember I just went back to that album, and it made me feel safe.
It kind of brings you back to those memories.
Because
songs have that power.
The first song in that album, I remember my sister and this song made us start doing circles like.
Do you have a song that just makes you fucking happy?
Yes.
Is that the song for you?
Yeah,
that makes you fucking happy, bro.
Yeah,
that's dope.
I really, when this guy, so I don't really know how he got famous in Mexico, because now when I mention this artist, everyone will say, "Oh yeah, that's like that's artist." Like every dad every dad by the 90s was obsessed with this guy. I don't know how. I do know his story is really amazing. Like this Jkay, this guy, he was born in Greece, and he started a rock band. So they were like doing gigs and everything. But then he got kind of like bored, or maybe I don't know what actually kind of took him to take a different way. But then I think that I think he discovered synthesizers, and he got obsessed with them. So he started composing, and
so it was like a 90s synth wave kind of a thing that he was producing.
Don't know. No, it's not like dance music. It's more really chill music, relaxed music. Very, I would say, very spiritual music. It kind of like it really moves you.
Do you think that because so much chaos was happening in Mexico during the 80s and the 90s, that people went to the chill music to kind of give them a little relaxed feeling?
I don't know. Maybe I don't know. I really don't know.
So much chaos, because if you just look back at the history, right, in the 90s was definitely not a right time for Mexicans with all the gangs and all that shit.
Yeah, but also if you look back at any country's story, the moments where there was more chaos were moments where the really like music, like blues, or like reggaeton or rap emerged. Like the more
rap is not chill.
No, that's what I mean.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
I would say that I don't know. I don't really know if people would. Sometimes you go to the opposite. Like if you are not chill, you don't listen to chill music. You sometimes listen to music that is in the frequency you are in that moment.
Yeah, you're the same wavelength kind of thing.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I don't really know. I wouldn't try to figure out, or I mean, at this moment I wouldn't kind of try to
understand that type of thing. Yeah, decode it probably.
Yeah, but the fact is that a lot of people was listening to that music.
We should ask this in class.
Yeah. We should ask that.
Like, do the timings and the kind of music that people listen to, are they related? Like, what kind of, like, I should really look this up.
Yes, there's.
Because right now they're saying that people are very empathetic these days, so the music that's going on is very, like, lovey music and all that shit. But I don't think so. I think people are at their throats, man. They just want to kill each other.
Yes.
Like, everybody is just so fucking offended by every shit for no reason, right? So maybe that's why music shows love. Mm-hmm. It's not because people are being empathetic. Now people just hate each other, right?
Yeah.
And that's when music shows love.
Yeah.
When people start loving each other, rock and roll comes.
Yeah, exactly.
When the hippies were at the fucking peak, everybody loved each other.
Yeah.
Rock and roll had absolute carnage of fucking music going on, bro. Like.
Yeah.
So music's different, man.
Music's really different. But so this guy, he just built a career around that. I really love that his drummer, back when he had this rock band, he is actually still his drummer in like his project, till now.
Ooh,
they have done like world tour everywhere in Mexico. They go a lot to Mexico,
But like artists lasting this long, that's pretty rare to actually come by as well, right? Like you see about fallouts and all that shit so much. It's commendable job this guy was like keep his like band all together.
Well, no, it's crazy. Yes, it's so
like we've seen Beatles, every like biggest fucking bands fall out, man. Like we saw fall of Queen. If you could see that, like the fuck, right?
Yeah.
Anyway.
Hey, but yeah, I got to see this guy in a concert when I was around 20 years old.
Ooh, lovely.
And he opened the concert with the song that I listened to when I was with my sister, like dancing. Yeah. I started crying like that moment. It was really,
it's a beautiful moment.
Beautiful moment. Sure. So I would say, that's my song. I was at that.
What's the song
the song is called, oh shit, I'm so bad at names. Really, I am so bad remembering names.
The guy's called Johnny, right?
Yanni and Yanni, like Y-A-N-N-I.
Oh,
Johnny.
Johnny.
Yeah. Johnny. Because
there's a lyricist in India.
Oh yeah?
Wow, bro. I swear to God, his lyricism, right?
Yeah. It's Santorini, the name of the song.
Oh, Santorini.
Santorini.
Nice.
I think so. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, like that lyricist, bro. His pen, like, he's a poet, okay, and probably one of the best person who's ever walked this earth to write some shit. Like, it's mad. And his name is also Johnny.
Oh.
Yeah, so like when I was like, when he said Yanni, I was Johnny. Oh, is it our Johnny?
Yes.
Yeah, man. I love that guy's music so much. He doesn't sing or some shit, but he just writes music and he just gives it to people to sing, you know? Wish I could translate that shit and tell you about, but like, you know how feelings get lost in translation.
Totally, yes. It loses all sense. Yeah, like when we were listening to this music and I was reading the translation. Yeah. But my ear was muddled.
The translation was so wrong. I don't want to say it.
Oh, I didn't know, but
certain things were. I'm like, you know what? Let me just not point it out because it'll just fuck with the vibe right now.
Yes. Okay.
Certain things were just way off. I want to tell you that one, but then I skip my mind. Like, fuck.
My mind was I was thinking about like how precise is this, and also like it loses all the sense, like there's no rhyme because like the original author thinks a lot about like metric rhyme. So when you translate the songs, you lose I would say 50% of the song.
You lose it. Like you were talking about the Jedi email collaboration of mine.
Yeah.
So when these guys were like, yo, can you send me the translation of the song? It took me 4 fucking days, bro. And they were like, just translate and send. I'm like, I can't.
Yeah.
It took me 4 days because the translation I sent them also rhymed. Like, it had to be a fucking rap in itself. Like, I could not send them a random fucking shit. Yeah, that's what it means. No,
yeah,
bro.
no.
Like, it needs to convey what I'm trying to say in that shit. And the same thing. Like, it might not be word to word translation, but the feelings are getting translated.
Yes.
Like, that's what I wanted to happen.
Yeah. No, and that's actually a profession. I had a professor in college that he is dedicated to translate all the songs for the musicals, Disney musicals. So he has to translate every song from English to Spanish, which it's not that hard.
Right.
I think it's harder maybe from Hindi to Spanish or into like when there's even a different alphabet, that's even harder. I think.
Like the languages are pretty similar in that way.
But anyway, he told us that it was his full-time job, and sometimes he would take like days or even weeks to finally get a decent translation and make sure everything is respecting like the authors, the original.
Songs make you cry. Yeah. Bro. If this song doesn't make you cry, then the song's crap. It's as simple as that.
Yeah, exactly. Yes. It's crazy because we went when we were in Sevilla like a couple of weeks ago. Yeah. I was with Julius and he was listening to this Tarzan soundtrack, Phil Collins. Right. So he was listening to the English versions, and then I grew up with the Spanish versions. Right. So then I started when he was singing, I started singing in Spanish. Okay. And he was like, "What are you saying?" And I was like, "Oh, sorry, I know this song's in Spanish," but he told me like it sounds really beautiful. Can I let me look for the Spanish version of it? Because he didn't know there were Spanish versions, so I told him like, actually Phil Collins, he himself wrote the songs in both versions, and he recorded the songs in both versions, English and Spanish.
So like Enrique.
Enrique
used to do that. Enrique is someone like the first artist I ever heard. Yeah. Other than an Indian artist. Yeah. Was Enrique Iglesias.
Wow.
Yeah. And like that's the first thing I noticed about him, that his Spanish songs are also the fucking same as his English songs. Yes. Yeah. But yet they're different. Like there's certain.
Yeah, we're back.
Alright, perfect. So like so Enrique was the first person I realized that you can actually have the same song in two languages.
Wow.
Before that I had no idea you could do that as well. I was like, bro, again, I was like in fucking 6th grade at that time. What the fuck would I know, bro, about the world? But like,
No, and a lot of artists do that. Like Italian artists, I know there's a lot of Italian artists like back from the 80s, 90s, decade, maybe 2000s, early 2000s. They would release both versions, Italian and Spanish. And Spanish.
Of like Bella Ciao kind of shit.
Yeah, Laura Pausini, Eros Ramazzotti. There's another very famous artist, I don't remember now. But yeah, and you look at, I looked at one of their videos. Okay. They recorded the both versions of the live, of the video in Spanish and English. You can see the same like image, like the same frames, the same, like it's the same video, just like he's singing.
I made you listen to this guy, KR $NA, the Indian Eminem kind of thing.
Yes.
That guy has a song called Say My Name. Alright? It's the same song in English and in Hindi.
Wow.
Same fucking song.
Wow.
Like, cause he released that shit back to back. One day he released the Hindi one first, and then he released the English one.
Yeah.
Right. I was in my car, I played that song, it was Hindi. Right. The next day I sat in my car, so this was Say My Name, played it again, and it was in English. I was like, what the fuck is happening? I was like is Apple Music translating that fucking shit for me? Like, what the fuck? And then I realized just say My Name English. I was like, what the? And then I listened to the song. Bro, I don't think I could have done that. Yeah. Like as a rapper, as a lyricist, I'm saying that is so difficult to do.
Yeah.
Gotta give you, bro, it's credits due where it's due, you know? Like any person who can do this shit in two languages, hats off.
Yes, definitely, yeah.
Because you like bringing two cultures together and like different kind of people together. Like now, for example, you don't know Hindi, I don't know English. I play that one song that's in English and Hindi. We both fuck with that together.
Yeah.
Right? Like wow, what a way to bring people together, bro. Yeah. Like it's just mad ass for me.
Yes. And I think it's all like a kind gesture from an artist to their audiences.
I think, bro, for him or for a lot of artists, it would also not be for the audience. It would just be to showcase their skills. Could be. You never know. Like from what angle the artist is thinking, we might say, "Oh, he's so nice. He did it in English," and this guy. Oh, he could be like, "Yo, see, I can do it in both the fucking languages. Fuck you."
Yeah.
It could be both ways. You never know what's the fucking.
You never know. No, and actually, this is one question I do have, like personal question for like. I wonder if I sing in Spanish, and I have to do like for my live entertainment elective
micro internship.
I have to make for my final a tour. Like I have to design a tour, like a budget and everything in 4 countries in Europe, 9 cities at least, with $50,000.
Right.
And I was thinking, okay, what if I design a tour for myself? Which countries would I go? And then I thought, how would it be? Like, how is it for people that don't speak Spanish to go to a Spanish-speaking artist? Like, if I go to Germany, for example, I know there will be an audience for my music.
Right.
Maybe some people understand Spanish, but also like, I don't know. This is a question I do have right now.
Do you listen to K-pop?
K-pop, no.
I know how many people in our class listen to K-pop.
No.
There's quite a few.
Okay.
There's quite a few. Do you know how many of them understand Korean?
No.
None of them. So I feel like, okay, so there's like a few stuck up fucking bitches, right? Or like, if I don't understand that shit, I'm not listening to it.
Yeah.
Right? Bro, I do not understand Gasolina.
Yeah.
I dance to that shit like a motherfucker. Right?
Yeah.
When I was a child, I used to make up my own Hindi lyrics to Gasolina and dance to that shit.
Wow.
Right, like, so, like, Bailando, for example.
Yeah.
Despacito. Bro, the entire world's dancing to this shit. Right?
Yeah. Well, yes, in Mexico we danced to Oppa Gangnam Style.
Yeah,
and we will not be studying a word from that.
Like, last year I found out Gangnam is the name of a small location within Seoul.
Oh.
So, like, whatever they do in Gangnam is their style. I'm like, that's what it fucking means, bro. I swear, I was like, what the fuck is Gangnam Style, right? Like,
yes.
But
everyone in the club will be there.
Music is from your body.
Yeah,
like, you feel music from your body. You don't feel music from here. You feel music from here.
Yeah, that's true.
Right? The moment you realize that your audience has left this thing home and have come with this thing, you have a great fucking gig. It doesn't matter if they understand you or not. Like, how do I explain this? India has over 1,200 languages.
Wow, really?
Over 2,000 dialects.
Wow.
Like, it's madness when it comes to languages over there. It's said that every 30 kilometers the language changes in India. And if I look at the last year's best performing song is one that went to fucking Grammy as well. So no reason why it just won. I don't know. Like, great song, guys. Don't shit on me, but yeah. If it goes viral, I don't understand that song.
Wow.
I danced to it. It's called Nacho Nacho. For that matter, it just means dance. I do not understand the fucking song at all. Nato, but in Hindi it'll be just called Nacho Nacho. Yeah.
Okay.
So, like, that's what within India itself we see this shit. They're like, we do not understand music coming from our own people, right? A person who speaks Hindi will not understand a Gujarati song, a Marathi song, or even a Punjabi song. India's top 10 played songs at any moment, you will find 5 songs from this language called Punjabi, 2 songs or 3 songs from maybe Telugu, Tamil, or Kannada. They're different languages.
Okay.
All right, but because these are how the population are kind of like, a lot of our Punjabi people have iPhones. They love to show off, so they'll always have iPhones. So they'll use Apple Music. So Apple Music will always have a Punjabi artist bumping in India.
Okay.
Always, right? And at the same time, you go down south, like in Bangalore area, that's where the most tech industries are based, the Silicon Valley of India. People have a lot of money to spend. They have iPhones, they got internet, they got everything, right? They got Spotify. You'll always see a few South Indian artists budding up, a few Punjabi artists budding up, and then the Bollywood music's coming in the middle, right? I hate Bollywood music. I fucking hate that shit to the core of my heart. Bollywood should stop fucking making music, bro.
Okay.
The way Hollywood does not make music, we do not want our Indian film industry to fucking make music. Leave that to the musicians.
Yeah.
Right? But anyway, you'll find like 10 Bollywood artists making music over there. 5 Punjabi, 5 South Indian artists. But that's it.
Yeah.
Like, And when you take a look at entire India, they will not understand what the Punjabi guy is saying. I went to Lollapalooza, India last year. Right, that was the first edition of Lollapalooza. 60,000 people waiting for this one guy, AP Dillon.
Okay.
That AP Dillon has become such a big phenomenon in India that Amazon had to do a documentary on them.
Wow.
Canada VMAs called them up as a guest fucking performance, right? Like, he is becoming mad. He's like the Indian Weekend for some fucking reason. Because he just copies his music style,
Yeah.
Are you kidding? Like, Weekend brings in Synthwave, he'll do that. Break-It brings in DNB, he'll do that. Like, it's just fucking weird. But he does that, right? I was in the middle of that 40,000 people, that crowd. I could have spotted people on my fingertips who could understand what he's saying. Who could know, okay, everybody might know the lyrics because the lyrics are right there in front of you, you can read them off or whatever. They do not know what it means.
Wow.
There was a girl standing next to me, there was a very beautiful song playing, one of my favorite songs playing at that time. I started dancing. And she's like, why you like, can you just stand straight, you want to get a video? I was like, bro, what the fuck? You're here for a video? Just because AP Dillon, this is because of phenomenon standing in front of you.
Yeah.
But I also realized that was just one of them. A lot of them were lost in the music, right? So even if you plan a tour for yourself, the music will speak for it.
Yeah, that's
right. Over here, I see Matthias, like all the boys singing that song of mine, Maye Mevo. They don't understand it. They're just walking down the street shouting, they're just shouting that shit. They don't understand because they just feel fire whenever they listen to it, right? They feel raged up whenever they listen to it. And that's what you just need to get some kind of feelings up in people and they just fuck with you. That's it. Like, that's why. Like, languages, that's just stupid. I don't think languages really matter that much when it comes to music being touching somebody.
Yeah.
Shit. Like, the feelings needs to be conveyed, man. I've seen two people fall in love with each other who don't even speak the same language.
Yes, that is true.
Right?
Yes.
Feelings get conveyed over there.
Yeah.
And that's the thing with music. The feelings need to get conveyed. Bro, right?
Beautiful, beautiful. Yeah, so, you mentioned Bollywood. Could you tell me something? You were speaking of that, actually. I remembered. I was going to tell you when we went to the breakfast in the beach, you were kind of explaining like all this industry and like, could you just dig a little bit of that?
On the Bollywood industry or how Indian music works? Like, it's fucked up. So you know how we always say the Napster era and all that shit?
Yeah.
So, of course, it affected India as well. And the only way music survived in India that way was Bollywood. Was T-Series. The guys who defeated PewDiePie to become the biggest fucking YouTube channel, right? It's a fucking Vivo of India, nothing else. Right? Bad shit. But anyway, so what happened was like, alright, so Indian storytelling is very... It's like musicals.
Okay.
Like how I said, our Vedas, our ancient texts, they're all music. They're stories, but they're music at the same time. You go to any Indian temple, you'll always hear music coming out, like some people putting on drums, there's bells going on. There's always music to your ears coming in India from somewhere or the other, right? And when it came on screen, I think the directors just try to portray India as it is. Right, when it comes to screen, so we got music, we got colors, we got lively people, and that just became the basic definition of Bollywood. A first roadmap was put in front of people, and then a basic copy-paste scheme was kept on done. But what it did was, because right after independence in 47, India was not a rich country. Like, we were technically the poorest, like our per capita income was less than $1 kind of thing, like at that time, right? Okay. So we did not have the infrastructure, nor did we have the resources to have a separate different entertainment industries. We did have one entertainment industry that catered to both music and films, and which kind of got them together in a blend, because Indians just love our music and we love our films. We love those two, and you bring them together. See, if done in the right way, it's beautiful. Right? There are certain movies I would never imagine them without their music, because the music entirely made the movies. But then there are movies where music is just put in because that's the way movies are made. And that just seems fucking unnecessary. That's the thing that white people kind of make fun of.
Okay.
Right? Like people breaking out into dances, doing this shit. I hate it. I absolutely... But it was the necessary evil, because when this Napster era came, right, in India you could see a rise of independent music in the 90s. There was a major rise. A lot of bands were coming up, Parikrama and all these guys were like popping, man, like, and suddenly 2000s came, Napster came, Pirates fucking Bay, whatever it was. I still remember I used to fucking use that shit. And there was a thing called songs.pk. There was a Pakistani website that Indians used to use to download songs illegally, and that killed the entire independent music scene within 5 years.
Wow.
I don't think it will be taught in Indian music school or something. I just noticed it over here when people mention Napster and all that shit. It just takes me back to the time what was happening in India, and it just put me to thinking, okay, maybe that's the reason why the independence scene of India kind of died down around 2004, 2005. Like, I was 6 or 7 years old at that time. So it was away, all gone. And Indian independence scene did not rise up until 2011 or 2010, because this one guy, bro, came in with a fusion of pop and hip hop, and his name was Honey Singh. Alright, he came in, dropped an album independently. That album even today would have more than like 100 million things per song, bro. Like, he was, I made you listen to Badshah, right? So, Honey Singh came in with a crew of 5 people, right? Badshah was one of those guys under him. So, he was the main music producer, and then he had 5 rappers. But, like, a lot of fucking weird shit happened with the paperworks where he used to, like, steal their lyrics, fucking weird bullshit. But he was the one who gave the rise to the Indian independent music scene all over again. Like, we have to give the credit where it's due. And, yeah, man, and now it's on the rise again. Like, it is blasting, and it is not even near the scale of Bollywood music. Like, it is absolutely nowhere close to Bollywood music. But what's fucked up with Bollywood music is all the singers, they don't get their royalties. Like, the same label straight, right? It's with the fucking movie producers. Like, if you go down to the streets of India, today there might be a little bit of knowledge in the tier 1, tier 2 cities, but if you go down and you're like, hey, there's a song called Gerua, who sang that song? And they're like, oh, Shah Rukh Khan sang that song. No, Shah Rukh Khan does not fucking sing. And that's a major fucking issue with people. They don't know who the real singer is. Because these motherfuckers are nothing but playback singers. Right? And these are world-class fucking artists. You do not get into Bollywood music until unless you're the best of the fucking best. Otherwise, you're an independent.
I heard you were saying they had like super high standards for everyone. Like, actors have to be super like fit.
Man, you need to look like you live at the gym and you eat proteins. So you need to look like that, right? If you're an actress, you need to look like that you will become Miss Universe next day if you have to stand up for that. And that's the beauty standards of Bollywood, the Indian entertainment industry is just fucked up, right? And it's I blame it to the West, but that's true. It is the West's fucking fault, right? To create those beauty standards for all of us. But yeah, man, like Bollywood music in itself was and I will not was really good at one point when independent music wasn't there. Like, when it died between the years of 2004 until 2010, I would say Bollywood gave the best fucking music to India. But after that, it started getting like shit music. And I do not like it. Like, I hate when people, like my own mother, whenever she plays any like Bollywood music, I'm like, change that shit, bro. I can't listen to it. Like, it's fucked up. It's just bad. Straight up.
Alright, Jake. Okay. Speaking of other topic that I'm really interested in knowing about you, you kind of are into Formula One, right?
A lot. Madly, I had to fill up this form over TikTok. Some random fucking form I had to fill up. They were doing a survey and they're like, tell us about you that people won't know. And I was like, I can talk about a few things, but if you wanted to know about me, I am all about cricket, music, food, and F1.
Wow.
Nothing else. Like, that's all. I can talk about this shit for like hours, bro. Like, I love it.
Alright, well, we have enough time here, so what got you into the F1? Like,
okay, so I was, how old was that? This was 2011, must have been 12, 13 years old, man. And the first Formula One race happened in India. Indian GP happened at that time. It happened only 2 or 3 times, and then it got cancelled because of government issues or whatever. But my father got the passes from somewhere for free as a gift.
Wow.
And he gave it to me. He's like, go if you want to go. And I went there. I just like, I could just, before I just did this, the car was gone. I was like, what the fuck? How can something be so fast?
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. And it was loud.
Okay.
Like, my entire memory of my first F1 race was, I barely saw a car. Right? And it's super loud.
Okay.
That's it. Like, okay, there was like something just went by. Like, I don't know who was it. Who was driving? No idea. Blue car. I have no idea. Right? So, yeah, but then I saw the same shit on the screen.
Okay.
I saw the overtakes and all that shit. And that was the time I was secretly learning how to drive.
Okay.
Like, I was 12, 13. I was secretly learning how to drive at that time. And my entire shit was, I can drive like that. Yeah. And I got super into it. Then I went for another Indian GP. Then it got cancelled. Then I was just got super into it. And then what happened was, this Try to Survive game. I don't like that shit. It's too much of drama for an F1 fan, to be honest. Yeah. Right. But a lot of my friends saw that Netflix series and they got into F1 as well, which kind of fueled me up. I was like, okay, you're kind of in my zone now. Let's watch this. So we started having these F1 nights at home and with my friends back in college as well. We used to get together to watch the race. Then poker nights used to happen along with the races. It was just a whole, you know how what football does to UK, what football does to entire Europe, getting people together, shit. That's what F1 did with me and a lot of my friends. They got us together, and we just used to meet to chill, smoke weed, and like fucking watch races. Like, that's it. That was our entire Sunday. What's the plan for Sunday, bro? Race day, bro. Can't do anything. Not doing anything. Like, for example, if you ask me what I'm doing on Sunday, nothing. It's the Vegas fucking race. I'm not doing anything. First race in Vegas. That's gonna be so mad. I hate that race. Like, it looks like shit, but it's gonna be nice.
Yeah. Interesting.
Plus, I think that fast speed, right? Like, I've always loved fast shit. Right? Like music, I like fast paced music, like hip hop, like rock. Like, I want like fast paced music. If you ask me like, how do you like to drive your car? Like fast. Like I do not like to drive slow. I hate to drive slow. And that's the same shit with F1. And the sound of the engines. Like, as a guy, you know how certain things that are not sex that still get you horny as fuck?
Yeah, like throwing a rock.
Throwing a rock
at
just satisfaction. Just going fast and loud engine noise will get any man horny. Like, whoa, bro. Like, you show me tits, you show me a good V8 engine, I'll be like, the V8 engine is nice. Like, how was the specs, bro? How do you fucking open this shit up? Kind of thing, you know? Like, that's the thing.
Yeah.
Man, F1 has had a very beautiful part in my life. I love it. I love that sport. I've been trying to go for a race. In Spain, it's going to be happening next year. I couldn't catch it this year. So I'm really trying to catch the season next year. At least watch like 1 or 2 races before I go back to it again. Because they are planning to start F1 again in India probably in 25, 26. We're not sure yet. So I might have to wait a lot. So I'm really dying to watch a race in Spain because Barcelona is 2.5 hours away. I can just go and watch a race and come back. It'll be fine.
I knew there was here there was how do you call it?
MotoGP. MotoGP happened in Valencia.
No, but there was a pit here, or like a, how do you call it, the racetrack? Yeah. And they closed it. I don't know why, but they used to do some races here.
Yeah, the MotoGP still happens.
Oh, that's
the bike one.
Oh.
Yeah, the one with the bike, that still happens in Valencia.
Oh, it's still happening.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Like, I get emails from FIA and all that shit, right? I saw there was a MotoGP happening in Valencia. I was like, should I go for it? But the thing was, the MotoGP also happened in New Delhi, like a month before I came here. I didn't go for it at that time. I was like, bro, if I didn't go there, the tickets were cheaper and all that shit. I'm not going to waste money over here on that shit. I'm like, F1, I would.
All right. Well, this has been so nice. Like talking all about you, about your music, about your story. Is there anything else you would like to share with the people that is listening to like us, apart from your projects? Apart, like, is anything that is really like meaningful for you in your way of living, in the music you make?
Yeah, man. Like, okay, so I was thinking, even yesterday, right? Like, not yesterday, but the day before yesterday. I was thinking, like, sometimes you just have this doubt.
Yeah.
Whether you're doing the right thing, you're on the right path.
Yeah.
And whether you'll make it or not.
Yes.
Just remember that whenever you have those doubts, that means that you're on the right fucking path. Otherwise, you will not have those doubts. Those self-doubts are important for you to understand what you're lacking, improve them, and just keep going.
Yeah.
That's it. I think that's how I'd like to close this shit. Just keep fucking going, guys. Like, do not let anything let you down.
Yeah,
that's it.
That's good advice. Because I think, I don't know about other industries, but I would say maybe the music industry is one of the most, like, the people doubt of themselves the most.
For sure.
Yeah.
Because the thing is that you get instant reaction of your work right there, right?
Yeah.
And you always keep your emotions on your sleeves. Like you can't even hide away from the fact that 10 people did not like your song.
Yeah.
You have to keep a happy face, go back home, deal with the stress that you just wasted a month on something that people did not like, and just start all over again.
Yeah.
So that's why, man, it's important to do that. It's important to keep just forget about your previous work whenever you start new things. That's what
and also, like, for the people that is not necessarily an artist, but that is working with an artist, like today in the morning, that how is this the name of the Will
Anderson.
Yeah, Will Anderson. He was he was being very, very honest about when you support an artist, you're doing a career for him. You're maybe his tour manager or his A&R, and you're like putting all the effort to help him build a career, and then it doesn't work out. So you can also feel like it's maybe your fault or not. Maybe so. It's really important to detach from that. Like,
it is absolutely important in yourself. But like, I don't know, man, such is life, bro. You don't know what the fuck's gonna work out. You don't know what the fuck's not gonna work out. Just keep on doing it. Like, just live life, be happy, smoke weed. That's what's life about.
Wow, thank you, Jay, for being here.
Thanks
very
for
much,
having me, man. It was a pleasure, honestly.
Before saying goodbye, how can people find you, your music?
Look for Jkay. You'll find me. If you find me on Instagram, it's real Jkay with an underscore after that. Yeah, that's me. The only two places to find me. I might not reply to messages. I'm very bad at it. Email me. My email's on my Instagram. I'm super active on my email. That's it.
Oh, interesting. You check your email.
I check my email more than I check my WhatsApp.
Wow, that's so
I'm a very
interesting.
weird habit. I hate social media. I hate it.
Okay, so you guys know how to find him if you want to reach him for anything. But most important, listen to his music. There's a lot.
New song coming out on 2nd of December.
Right. So thank you very much, everyone, for listening, for watching, and see you on the next episode.
Take care.
Thank you for joining us on this insightful journey through the melodies and bits of the Music Business 101 podcast. We hope today's episode resonated with you and provided valuable insights into the music industry. A big shout out to our incredible guests for sharing their expertise and experiences with us. We couldn't do this without you, our dedicated listeners. Your support means the world to us. If you loved what you heard today, please subscribe and spread the word. Together we'll continue to explore the dynamic world of music and the stories that shape it. As we part ways for now, remember that music has the power to inspire, unite, and transform lives. Whether you're a musician, a music enthusiast, or someone seeking the magic of a great tune, keep the music alive in your heart. Stay tuned for more fantastic episodes with industry leaders and creative minds. Until next time, this is Luis Guinea signing off. Keep the music playing, and we'll catch you in the next episode. Thank you and farewell.